Hi, I'd like to welcome you to a short video that we wanted to present in conjunction with the online open course. We are AnalysisPro. We've been intrigued to make some sort of contribution to the open course in our own kind of particular way. We conducted a live stream from Millfield School yesterday, and we just wanted to follow up with this video explaining our processes and some of the tools that we use within that activity, with this whole theme of analysis raw. Analysis raw being that we can bring some high-end processes affordable to the grassroots right away up to elite processes. We're very intrigued by some of the content that's going up, particularly this word of convergence. We find that for us, what convergence means around those models is a consultancy group that looks at converging our associates, the associates' expertise in developing solutions that have real synergy between products, and those products being affordable. A lot of those products are repurposed from their original intentions, so taking household transmitters and making them work in a different way, synergizing to products that really overlap and bring a high-end solution. So myself and Josh are going to walk around a number of things that are going on in this lab. We've been kindly allowed to come to one of our major customers, Cardiff Met, who use a lot of our solutions, and they're going to let us use their facility to produce this short video. So I'll just kind of going to walk over to the IP camera, and Josh is going to operate various devices as we go through this presentation.
Yeah. So John's going over to the camera now, just to explain that what I'm doing on this machine that you can see down here are broadcasting software. So what we used to live stream the event yesterday at Millfield School, mixing in lots of different sources and videos. So we're using that now to showcase all these different things. So what I'm going to do now is actually switch to a mobile camera we've got here. So it's connected with some wires, but it's going to be a completely wireless solution. So how I'm getting this feed into the laptop, we've got a base station here that's receiving a signal from a small transmitter that's on the camera here. Okay, this camera is charged through a mobile battery that we've got. Okay, so the signal from that camera is going into our receiver, which is giving a HD output. Okay, so then we've got HDMI into our little device, which is then going into our mixing software. So I'll now transfer onto that feed. Okay, so this is now the camera. Okay, and now I'll take you over to John, who's going to show AP capture. Firstly, just to show that here is our mobile tripod. Obviously we haven't extended it all the way because we're inside the lab. So John will show AP capture here.
Okay, so this is our interface of our software. As you can see, we've tried to develop a system that's got some real unique movement patterns. The challenge of the software was that, one, we wanted it to be its own independent capture. So it captures in various formats. We can use various sound sources. So uniquely, this software is taking an IP feed from the dome camera, and it's capturing and producing those converted files that are compressed down and mixing the sound source in with this outdoor range camera. We have all of the benefits of the preset quick toggle buttons that you would get with an IP camera system, but it's its own interface, mixing sound, capturing and compressing files directly to your desktop. Some of the unique movement patterns that I've mentioned just now are the ability to be able to pan, tilt and zoom simultaneously. So this is something that is only particular to certain motors in IP cameras, and we wanted to very much achieve a very professional movement pattern so that when we use this camera it can be used for all sorts of broadcast and analysis processes. So being able to pan, tilt and zoom simultaneous is a real feature of that product, rather than up and down and only zoom at one time. So that's been a real challenge of this development. The other challenge of the development, if you look at the base of the stand, is being able to have it self-powered. So this is a really nice first recommendation of the tools that we found is the Goal Zero battery packs. Now our system can run for 4 hours with no power source, can run off the battery for 4 hours continuous filming. We have a special PoE switch which will power this high rated camera, and in the conjunction of the battery system and the special switch gives us real independence. And then obviously we've got a switch underneath, and we can come out with third-party access to the IP signals. So the system is quite unique. It's been designed fit for purpose, understanding the community's demands. If I just come out of this, you could just imagine that the one operator is controlling the camera, and then it's very easy for the right type of synergy with other products. So Naxport in particular has great synergy when using IP signals. I'll just choose the Elite version. There's a number of different versions in NAC Pro, Scout Plus, Basic Plus, Basic, all with their own feature sets. But I'll just choose the Elite at the moment.
Important to say here, John, that all versions of Naxport can use the IP signal as well, even the basic one.
Right from the very basic. So what we're trying to do is give an IP capture system that's got a price point for anybody that wants to make the first step into performance analysis. So if I go to a real-time register, just name that quickly, you can see immediately we're going to pick up the IP camera. So the IP camera is now being logged into this into the device. And as soon as I start pressing capture, we'll capture and compress that signal. So somebody else is operating AP capture during my filming process, and then I'm live capturing what they're controlling, and with various different templates I can start to produce my timeline-based product. Okay, let me just come out of that. So there's the start of AP capture, and there's an example that we had to do quite a lot of searching, using our expertise, using our associates to find the right type of equipment to make a product fit for purpose. We've also got something to show you here. We've been commissioned to build a customized drone, and this drone belongs to Cardiff Met. And there was particular requirements around this development, so that it was an easy operated system. So I'll just walk you through. This is a custom built drone. You can see underneath we've got a gimbaled GoPro camera, so that we can control this gimbal to either look straight down or forward, or be operated by the controller. But at the same time, we needed to be able to transmit that signal wirelessly with a HD signal. So we're looking to get a 1080p signal directly back to the base station. But at the same time, these controllers
are quite a complicated skill set to use. So the challenge of the customized build was, could we put it onto an iPad and use the signal from the iPad and the easy operating control software that you can get on an iPad, so you can plot how far you want to go. It'll do your takeoff, it'll do your landing, it'll use the GPS to get to the right altitude and move to various positions on different time spans. Obviously this works at one frequency, which clashed with that, which then also clashed with the transmitting of the signal. So in the custom build, it was necessary to find a transmitter that worked on a different frequency. And then we found these devices that have been integrated into the custom build, that transmitter will come down to the base station without interference on the bandwidth that the iPad was using, and then we use the controller to set the GPS and control the gimbal for the film interactions, all being received by the base station, and then out of that base station we can then start to transmit into the third-party softwares. So this is a real find, these transmitters. They were meant for something else. They were meant for a household application, so the price of them's a couple of £100 instead of £1,000. But this type of exploration into what we can find to do the same job at a really high professional level is what our consultancy is all about, and what AnalysisPro wants to stand for is this analysis for all. We'll find a solution for you. So that was a really interesting development. And of course, once we find a real nice solution, how can we repurpose it in other areas? So if it'll work off a GoPro and a drone, how can we then integrate it into another process? How can we integrate it into an IP signal and be broadcasting and start really doing the type of things that you've seen from the Millfield broadcast yesterday. So, Josh will just
yeah. If you John will load up AP Capture again now and control the camera. I'm just going to show you a little bit more about this wireless solution that I've got in my hands. So what I'm going to do whilst John loads that up, just to show here that we've got one machine. Okay, so a machine with an export here and Ava Media, which is a great little capture device. This one, the LGP Lite version, is well under £100, and you can capture in full 1080 just with a simple HDMI input, and then you can capture. But what we're going to do now, in the same way that from our base station we're going into the mixing software that we've got here, we're going to show that you could, instead of going into the mixing software, you could go into the Ava Media device and have a film, have the camera set up somewhere else on the pitch and be capturing that signal. So I'm just going to switch the feed to the IP camera. Got your back there, John. Okay, so you got that signal there, John? Yep. Okay, so just to show you a little bit more, you can see the camera here, John. You see this is completely wireless. So we've got the HDMI output from the camera, which is going into our transmitter here, and this is just powered by a mobile battery unit here. So in the same way, I could be, as long as I've got line of sight to this base station and the HDMI output from here could instead be going into this Ava Media device, so we could be capturing live into NAC Sport, but I'm not even connected to this laptop. Okay, so I could be somewhere else on the pitch filming, doing everything we need to, but we're still getting a 1080p capture from there.
And the distance on that, Josh, is around about 160 feet. direct sight.
Okay, cool. So that's just some little quite cool devices there, all working in a synergetic way, and mainly the thing here is wireless. What John's going to do now is explain more about some of the IP cameras in use at Cardiff Met. So if you'd like to explain about that, John.
Okay, so we're over this side. I've got the IP camera. Josh will just,
I'll just move that.
Just go over to move the camera. So what we're about to show here is that same solution started off as a challenge to be mobile, to do your end zone, to go anywhere with an IP camera and capture directly to the hard drive. And obviously then the abilities of being able to take an IP stream and stream it through the broadcast softwares that we use currently really opens up a lot of opportunity for independence and your content being king. We can really do some cool stuff. So there is bandwidth restrictions, so getting to a proper internet infrastructure with these devices was the natural progression. And then the natural progression from having a mobile situation was to have some fixed cameras. So you can see up on the big monitor screen, this is one of the 5 cameras that Cardiff Met has currently, and they have plans to expand it as well. And Josh is just using the control software to pan around. This is sitting on top of a 15-meter pneumatic pole that rises and falls for maintenance programs. There you can see a little shot of the pole that he's sitting on. But from 15 meters, you're able to look at both pitches. It's a wonderful perspective, and the broadcast software and the events that Cardiff Met are able to do can switch from any one of the 5 different views of a performance, mixing those streaming angles, capturing them into various analysis softwares that have the ability to capture IP signal like that sort, and also those signals coming into a broadcasting software like we use, and then being able to send that to a YouTube channel. So it's, again, now it's a fixed solution, and the fixed solutions are being received really well by the analysis community within the UK. So it's a quick kind of breeze around what we do at AnalysisPro. Sorry, it's a quick breeze around what we do at AnalysisPro, but we really wanted to make this contribution to the course. We're thinking about this terminologies, we're thinking about the keywords of convergence, what's our role to play in that. We're trying to converge expertise and know-how to support those models, and then bring affordable tools from grassroots to elite. So this quick little example, we're open, our phones are always ready to be answered, and we're online with any type of support mechanism, team viewers, Skype. So if anybody wants to get in touch, please don't hesitate if you've got questions or you've got a challenge in front of you and you want us to have a little think about it.
Yeah, so hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Like John said, there's lots more information to get. Our website is www.AnalysisPro.net. If you're on Twitter, we are at AnalysisPro, so we'll probably post the link to this on there. On Twitter as well, you can find the link to the live stream at Milford, which we talked about. It's also in this YouTube channel as well. So yeah, please explore the website, get in touch with us if you want to know any more about anything you've seen today or lots of the different synergetic solutions we provide. We hope you can continue to enjoy the course, and once again, thanks for watching.